So I tried my best and I was able to split it by smashing my foot down here. The pins in this, they're only so long, so I need to replace the pins with something longer. It is exactly the length almost of the pin. Now I wonder, what if I use the longer pin because we've still got these two small sections here that haven't snapped? That's actually really fascinating. It actually didn't break. It's just bent around the hanger. That's disappointing. I've actually bent these old InMotion pins. This version of the hanger is still not broken after it bent around, but the tolerances for the spacing from here to the edge is too great. I increase the thickness of this plate to match the thickness of this pedal hanger. Got this version done where the nuts sit recessed into the plate really nice and it's the correct size. So we can really see here that there's so much wasted space, and if we get an InMotion pin it is extremely long, so we're going to be having a huge plate. So I'm excited for that revision. 17 thick. The yellow one is 18.5 and the next revision is going to be 23. So even stronger. From considering how strong this was, I'm excited. Just ripped this plate off the printer. So this is a nice big long one. So when we get our new plate side by side of the one that broke, we can see we're getting about 4 times extra surface area from where the split occurred. 23% thicker. Our thicker pedal is coming along very nice. We're going to cut the rod to fit between and all the way through. We've got our end pins that we're going to modify. We've got the perfect groove cut inside of it. I just realized I invented a double-ended grub screw. What would I use this for? My 3 little grub screws. I think this is going to be a perfect size for the pin. Edge to edge. It's a very tight fit to get that in an 8mm hole. This pin is 181mm long. Well, that's it. The pin is in. Sealed at both ends. Ready for testing. Well, the crazy thing is, I've built this revision, which is my favorite, and I still haven't tested the other revision. I think this will be unbreakable. The main difference between the red plate, which is the 3rd revision, to the yellow plate, which is the 2nd revision, to the blue plates, which were the first prototype revisions, is that on the red plate, we're much thicker, and we've cut away the beveled corner, so the plate actually folds down and sits nice and flush against the hanger. Left the bevel on, and that does cause a little bit of issues with how it closes, but we'll really see how good the red plate sits. Yellow plates are working fantastic. I almost want to go back to the yellow plates because they're a lot easier to print. It's 15mm thick and they're at 12.5, and you can just see the thickness difference. There we go, we can really see that 13% extra support. Pin sits in, we've just got a tiny bit of the grub screw shank sitting out. Going out for a second ride after we've done our trip to work. Got our standard pedals with a longer pin on this one, and a standard size pin on this one. The longer pin, not liking the spacing between the plate and the pedal hanger. This needs to be reduced a little bit more. The longer pin is holding up fantastic, there's no stress fractures. The shorter pin, the same thing. It's holding really well. I have not trimmed away the corners on this one, so it does fit a bit weird, and you can see a little bit of stressing, but nothing to be concerned with. Pedals are working great. Fantastic. We have just finished the first black ABS revision 4. I'm going to call it revision 4 hanger plate. I'm going to print another one of these to go over the pedals. About to set a heat set nut into this revision pedal, and this one looks really good, and it has been acetoned in ABS. It did fall in the pot, but it's come out pretty good. We got these big boys, and we were inspecting this pedal for any fractures, and it is holding up in immaculate condition. It's quite insane how strong this pedal is. I don't even need this bigger one. It does look very awesome when you have acetone versus non-acetone fresh off the printer. Just putting in these heat inset nuts so we can adjust the angle. This is my first attempt at adjusting these angles, and we just got to screw these in. Oh, that's so satisfying. And now with those grub screws just protruding through, you can just see the option that they provide. Very, very cool. I think I like this more. No, this one. That's cool, because the pedals are extra large, they act as a side stand.